Hi, this is Jay from Encodian. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can add dynamic forms to trigger action so that when a user starts a trigger action, they can be prompted to provide some additional information at that time, which can then be passed into the Power Automate flow. So let's have a quick look at a scenario. I've got a trigger action configured here, which is called share file, share the selected file with a specified user. Now, for the purists, I totally understand that you would typically share a link because that's good knowledge management best practice, but this is just a demo to show you how this stuff works. So again, you can see that configuration within the Encodian account portal there. That's the configuration for that action. And you can see here that I've got, this is the Power Automate flow that is associated to this trigger action. Now, I won't go through all of this. You can see that the Encodian trigger runs, it passes the dynamic values to get file properties, get file content. What we're doing here is doing a conversion to PDF, and then I'm going to watermark the document so it's an uncontrolled copy. I'm going to get the profile of the user that started the action by passing in the email address of the user who started it from the Encodian trigger. And then I'm going to send an email. And I'm saying this has been shared by this person, and this is the shared file. Now that all seems absolutely fine, but a problem. At the moment, I'm sending it to the user email address. So basically, when I click this, and let's just do this quick example. This is actually going to send the file back to myself, which is not really what I'm aiming to do. So I need to find a way. You see that file there's been sent. So there's the email, and if I open up that document, you can see that's a conversion to PDF, and I can see the watermark. Great. So I need to find a way of asking the user for the email address of the person this is going to be shared with. So there's a couple of different ways we can do that, but essentially we need to create what we're calling a dynamic form on the trigger action. So that we can request that information from the user. So let's jump in and configure that. It's really simple, which is always nice. Click Edit on the action in the Encodian account portal. Click on Form Configuration. First thing, I'm going to provide a description. Please provide the following information. Obviously, you can type whatever you need to within there. And I'm going to add in here the fields that I want to add. So I'm going to call one share with, and I'm going to choose a type of people picker. And I'm going to set that as required, so the user has to fill it in. Click add. And the next one I'm going to add is just a message. And I'm going to select that as a text area. I'm not going to mark that as required, and I'll add that as well. Click update. And we have successfully added a dynamic form now to that trigger action. So if we go in here, obviously I need to do a refresh for that form. I'm now going to click on here, and I'm going to click on the actions again, and I'm going to click start. And this time I'm being prompted for that extra information before I can progress with that. I can't submit because I've got mandatory data, and I'm going to choose myself to share that with. Now obviously if I wanted to, I could have marked that I could select additional users, or I could have marked it as just a text box so somebody could actually type in the email address of an external user, for example. Please review the attached. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click submit. Excellent. Slight problem. That is still going to send me an email because what I haven't done is updated the flow to use that information that I've passed in. So what we'll do now is we'll jump over to our Power Automate flow, and we'll have a look in the run history of the one we just triggered a few moments ago. So here's that particular flow. You see that we've converted it to PDF, we've text watermarked it, and we've sent the email. Great. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the data contained within the trigger action, and you'll see in the outputs this form fields value, and you can see straight away that it contains the email address of the person I selected who I wanted to send it to, and the message data as well. What we're going to do, we're going to copy that value, and then I'm going to edit my flow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an action to parse JSON, because that value that we're receiving in that value is actually a JSON string. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on content. So I'm going to choose the form fields value, which is the dynamic form data provided by the user, which, as I said, is a JSON string. What I need to do is generate the schema. So I'm going to click generate from sample. I'm going to copy in that value that I copied from the trigger example, and that's going to generate the schema for me. So I'll click done. And you can see it generates the JSON schema. Now what I've got is the option to use that data within my Power Automate flow. So what I can do now is I can jump down to send an email. I can get rid of user email address, and I can choose the value from parse JSON. You can see I've got share with a message. So we'll choose share with, and I can pop in the message as well. So let's just pop that in. And we can just find the message data, and there we go. So quickly, I've now updated my flow. I've configured some dynamic form data, and that can be as many fields as I need to have. And that's available within SharePoint, as we've seen. And now I'm using that data within my Power Automate flow. So now if I save this, and we're good once that's saved, we can go back to our Power Automate flow, and we can simply launch that again. Refresh there. Selected file, actions, share selected file with a specified user. This time we're going to choose myself again. This is an example. Click submit, close. And this time that file is going to be sent to whoever I've configured. Now again, I've configured it to come back to myself, but you get the idea. Now if I click on here, and you can see this is an example data passed in for the form, and you can see that file's been sent to whoever I specified it to be sent to. So hopefully that gives you a really good solid example of how you can come into the Encodian portal and you can configure a form to get data from users at the point where they're starting the action within SharePoint Online. As ever, if you have any questions or you need some assistance, please review the support portal, support.encodian.com, or you can simply email support@encodian.com, and the guys will be on hand to help you out.